Welcome to the Long Live Taylor podcast.
Believe I'm still bejeweled
when I walk in the room.
I don't even think she's trying. I think she's very out there. Like, I want you to jump my bones.
Did we not know about her and Joe?
We were delusional.
Yeah, you're not gonna win with that attitude.
I'm ready to win.
Ross is biting me. Stop biting. We're your hosts, Kaylan
and Leanna. Let's get ready to explore all the eras.
Hello and welcome back to another episode. We're super excited to be here. Today we're going to be going over the Manuscript. Woohoo!
Yay! I'm very excited for this one.
Do you have any initial thoughts on the song before we dive in here?
I really like the song. Those are my feelings.
This is not a favorite of mine, even though I'm the one who picked it.
You're terrible.
But I feel like whenever I say that and then we go through the song, I end up loving it even more than I originally did. So I'm sure that'll change.
I do think it is a very short song. I didn't realize it. Also, there's no chorus. So I do think it is very different. But I think we'll talk about it as we go. That's why my thoughts are, for now, I like it and I will elaborate throughout.
Okay. Let's dive right in then. I guess I'm reading since...
Yeah, go for it.
That's how the cards fell. Okay. Verse 1. Now and then she rereads the manuscript of the entire torrid affair. They compared their licenses. He said, I'm not a donor, but I'd give you my heart if you needed it. She rolled her eyes and said, you're a professional. He said, no, just a good Samaritan. I don't know why I'm reading it so it's like
a book.
Yeah, it's like a book.
It's the manuscript.
Yeah, exactly. He said that if the sex was half as good as the conversation was, soon they'd be pushing strollers. But soon it was over. I like the eye roll.
Well, okay. I want to preface this by saying I believe, and I think most people believe, that this song is about her life. Not just one relationship, one friendship, one whatever. It's about multiple people across multiple years. Do you agree?
I have to listen to it and read it through and make my decision as we're going, because up until now I've felt like it's about Jake Gyllenhaal. And yeah, I've always took it as the whole thing is about her revisiting that time in her life when she was filming the All Too Well music video. And that's kind of what I've attributed it to. But like I said, I haven't really dug deep into it enough, so I might change my mind as we go.
I know, you just don't really listen to the anthology, and I think the anthology is superior.
No way.
Yes way.
Wow.
There's probably like 2 songs on the anthology that I would switch out for the non-anthology.
Really? See, I love the regular Tortured Poets. I just call it the regular.
Yesterday, I listened to the whole album. There were definitely songs that I'm like, not that I'm like, ugh, I don't like them. It's just like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
But the other one, like, I could consistently listen to the anthology more without getting irritated.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I just think, I don't know how many people do this, but Nick will sit, once he likes a song, he will listen to it over and over and over and over and over again.
Me too. That's how I am.
So if I had to do that for every song, that's where I'm getting like the irritated from.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the songs in the anthology, okay, fine, we can repeat them. I think that's how I'm making this decision.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm the complete opposite. If I had to listen to How Did It End over and over, I might think about jumping off of Very Tall Somethings.
I think that How Did It End is one of the ones that I would play over and over again still to this day.
It's so dark.
I know, I love it. I think that we're very different in that sense. Like,
yeah,
if I listen to a sad song, it won't make me sad.
Yeah.
But I feel like you and your music go with your mood.
Yes, you're right.
So that's why I also feel like you didn't really like Folklore, because you didn't want to be more sad during a terrible time.
Exactly. That is exactly correct.
But me, I was like, okay, yeah, let's dig this hole deeper. Let's go. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But okay, so back to the whole like gist of this. I never really thought of it like that, but I could totally see it, like her revisiting like the All Too Well era while making the music video and that whole relationship and breakup. And I do think it makes sense. I guess in my mind, it's just like, for instance, the line he said that if the sex was half as good as the conversation was, soon they'd be pushing strollers. I think that's Maddie Healy.
Oh, see, I'm taking it as Jake because I take this whole thing because when she's saying the manuscript of the affair, I'm imagining her revisiting like, oh, every now and then I revisit of what happened with that particular relationship and comparing the licenses. I feel like I'm just skipping through the whole verse to prove my point about why I think that last line is about him. But comparing licenses, I think he was checking her age to be like.
I mean, okay, but so you're saying I'm skipping ahead a little, but so in verse 2, she talks about how once they broke up, she dated someone closer to her own age because he was much older than her.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I guess my thing is the reason that I think it's about a bunch of people because maybe we should revisit this after the verse 2.
Okay.
So we can compare it all.
Okay. Yeah.
But in verse 1, I do really like how it shows that he's kind of like cunning and like he said, I'm not a donor, but I give you my heart if you needed it. Like, like he's, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but you know, guys that are like that, that are just like, they're cocky and like they make, charming. Yeah. Like he's trying hard to like swoon her, I guess.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I could totally see that being Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, for sure.
But I guess, I don't know. I think that I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
You do?
I like him as an actor. I don't know who he is as a person. The only information I have of him as a person is this, like, her songs about him. Which I think is hilarious because I Bet You Think About Me is one of my favorite songs off of Red. It probably is like, okay, most of my favorite songs off of Red are all pretty much about Jake Gyllenhaal.
I mean, that's the majority of us because the majority of songs are about him.
But like even like State of Grace, like that's my favorite off of Red. And it's definitely, you could debate it, but I think that I enjoy him as an actor and I enjoy the works he is in. Yeah. So that's why I don't hate him. Like, as where in Maddie, I don't like him because of what I know about him through her songs, as well as I don't like him about what he is in real life, and I don't like about him as a musician as well. So that's why, like, I overall hate him more, even if maybe Jake was worse as a partner.
I'd have to vote Jake off the island over Maddie because, one, I like the 1975's music, and two, I feel like at least Maddie and Taylor were around the same age. Jake on like ill creeper vibes.
But like, is he really that much older? When I think about the age gap, I always think of John Mayer. I never think of Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think he's at least 10 years older.
No way. She's gonna be 35 this year.
Yes.
And he will be 44 this year.
Yeah.
His birthday is 6 days after hers.
Ooh. Yeah, twin fire signs for Blue Eyes.
Ugh, Sages. You can't, a Sag and a Sag will never work out. It will never work out. But, oh my gosh, that's so true. Oh, I love All Too Well. Like, it's just, I love the song so much, I feel like I can't hate the muse.
No, you definitely can hate the muse. That's the whole point.
Is it, though? When I had done some research in regards to Jake Gyllenhaal, actually, in the research for the Tortured Poets Department, the song that we're doing next week, I read that most people don't like the song because of the muse. And I read that a lot of people have no bad feelings towards Jake Gyllenhaal.
Who are these people? I mean, I have a lot of bad feelings.
It is a small sample size of like the Redditors. But I think that I agree with them. And I fit into that little niche of, we're not mad at Jake. We might not prefer him, but like there are worse.
I put him in one of the top worst ones, especially after the All Too Well music video.
I know. He probably is terrible, but
yeah. Did you watch the same video I was watching, the gaslighting?
I know. But
time
also,
for a rewatch,
like,
Leanna.
I know, I should. I just think that also, like, Jake Gyllenhaal was, like, my childhood celebrity crush.
Oh.
So I feel like he has like this this place in my heart, and I just can't disown him in my heart of a child.
Well, I also watched a movie where he was a serial killer, and he looked really creepy, and that has been engraved in my head also.
What movie?
He was some, like, I don't know if he was a serial killer or some weird guy, but he was a photographer, and he wore these like glasses. It was like creepy. Something with night in the title.
I've seen most of his movies, and most of the time he's like not the like hero. Like even in movies where he's like the main character, he isn't that like hero.
Was he the main character? Or am I mixing him up with someone else in that movie with Rachel McAdams, the boxing movie?
Yes.
Okay, I did like him.
We saw movie. That. I don't know if you were there, but I went with your family to see the movie.
I was there.
Okay, yeah, that was a good movie. Southpaw.
Yes, that I liked him in that.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the character he kind of plays most of the time.
I'm telling you, once you watch that other movie, I feel like it was called Nightcrawler.
Well, there's like this movie about like an ambulance. Maybe it's called Ambulance that he's in, and he's like not a good guy, but like he sort of has like this like background that you want to agree with, but like he's not the good guy. I don't know. It's just something about it. He's a good actor. He makes you believe it's real. Oh my god, he looks crazy.
Is that cute? He looks creepy.
Why does he look like Momo?
This is what I think of now when I think of Jake Gyllenhaal. Ever since I saw this movie, it scarred me. And I was like, this is now Jake Gyllenhaal in my mind.
Maybe I have a soft spot for the big eyes. This episode is just me turning into me obsessing over Jake Gyllenhaal.
I know, and I did not see this coming. I thought we were on the same Jake train of not liking him. And all of this I say in, like, I really don't care, to be honest, but if I...
Yeah, it's not like we know him.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Taylor Swift universe, that's it.
Exactly. I'm like, don't love him. Do not love him.
If I had to rank the exes, he would be towards the top.
See, I would put him, like, honestly, I would put him probably, like, him and John, worst bottom of the totem pole.
See, bottom of the totem pole for me is, like, Maddie and John.
I put Maddie, like, right in the middle.
No, he is all the way at the bottom for me. See, this is because, like, I'm taking more than just what I have about his relationship. He's a terrible person.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it in terms of the relationship, and I'm like predator vibes. Yeah. I don't know why I said predator like that, but like predator. Like you're 10 years older than this 20-year-old girl and talking about pushing strollers.
But see, I don't think that's him saying this. Maybe if we knew who this was truly about, you'd have a different reaction. I would bet money that this is about Jake. People of socials, weigh in. About Jake or not. I really do believe this is about Jake, and I feel like the further we go into the song, I have more points to prove why I think it's about him. See, I think the further we go into the song, I have more points to prove it's not about him.
Ooh, this will be a debate as we continue on.
Okay, anyway, let me just wrap up verse 1 real quick.
Yeah, wrap it up. So,
I just think... Okay, wait. I need to know. Do you believe that the manuscript is... Like, what do you believe the manuscript is?
I believe the manuscript is the script she was writing for the All Too Well music video.
I believe the manuscript is her music catalog.
Oh. Okay.
So this is why I think that we have very different interpretations. So I'm thinking... Really, my mindset is... You know how when she was doing Midnights, she was like... these are like my feelings and thoughts like going back through and like probably about the re-recordings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking she's going back through her music and reliving some of these things, which can still make sense for the Jake Gyllenhaal thing. That's why I asked you what you thought it was. So in my mind, this is like the beginning. It's like she's thinking about this one person. I don't know. Now I'm kind of like getting on this track that is probably about one person.
I think it's like what we've talked about in the past where other things leak into it. Like I'm sure there's little references that aren't exactly, but I think the majority is based off of this one experience.
Yeah. I just never really thought that she would like this song would be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I feel like she I was thinking about it too. I'm like, does anyone really care? But then I was thinking about it again. I'm like, if it was me and 10 years from now, I was going back and rewriting a whole music video for a certain song I wrote at a time in my life now, I probably would start thinking about that person too. And think, like, I feel like that's human to think, like, oh, wow, let me reflect on that past experience of my life.
I guess I'm thinking of it as if I was in that scenario, I don't think I would.
Do you ever, like, look back at your high school relationship and be like, that was interesting, like, and think about it in a different perspective?
No.
You don't? Like, you don't? I always go back and, like, reflect on things.
I guess I think, like, in my mind, I'm just like, thank God that was over. Like, I can't believe I was like this. I can't believe, like, most of the time I just think about myself. Like, I don't really think about him at all. I'm just like, I can't believe I acted like this. I can't believe I did this. Like, I can't believe it lasted this long. Like, stuff like that. I don't ever think, like, I don't know, from, like, an outside perspective, you mean? Or, like,
well,
just,
I mean,
like, I'm
do you
older
ever,
and wiser.
Like, yeah, like an older and wiser perspective where you look back and you're like, you were so close to the situation when you were in it, but now you, like, zoom out and you look at it for what it was.
Yeah, I guess mine's just even more of a negative sense than it was back then.
I think hers is too. I think back then it was probably heartbreak, and I think now she looks back at it as, like, Predator vibes. That's why I think this song reminds me a lot of What If, Could Have, Should Have. That same reflection, like, going back in time.
You don't think that Would Have, Could Have, Should Have is about John Mayer?
I do. I think they're pretty similar situations.
Yeah. Now that I'm reading it, I kind of think I am going to end up agreeing with you.
Yes, I'm winning the battle. Who knows, though? Okay, so should I go to verse 2?
Yeah, I think we need to move on. This has been like 20 minutes of us.
It's good stuff, though. Okay, verse 2. In the age of him, she wished she was 30 and made coffee every morning in a French press. Afterwards, she only ate kid cereal and couldn't sleep unless it was in her mother's bed. Then she dated boys who were her own age, with dartboards on the back of their doors. She thought about how he said since she was so wise beyond her years, everything had been above board. She wasn't sure. I think this whole verse rests my case. So she wishes she was 30. All too well, she says, you said if we would have been older, maybe it would have been fine, and that made me want to die. She wishes she was older. She wishes that age is something she could change. And I think in that whole All Too Well music video, you see her kind of pretending to be classy or older and more sophisticated and hang out with all of his friends. And she says, I wish she made coffee in a French press. I feel like that's a fancy thing to do.
See, that's the line that made me think, okay, maybe it is about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, and then I think I really love her songwriting in verse 2 when she says afterwards she only ate kid cereal, couldn't sleep unless it was in her mother's bed. I feel like that is a really good example of heartbreak people can go through and how you don't really have an appetite and you just want to revert to, like, being a child again and being cared for by your parent. And I feel like in the All Too Well music video, you kind of see her have, like, that music video is like heartbreak, pure heartbreak. She's crying, she's can't sleep. I feel like that, I don't know, this just gives me All Too Well music video.
I see it.
Okay, and I also love the dig when she goes on to say she dated boys who were her own age, and then she's like, this is the thing I was talking about earlier about going back and reflecting on things and seeing them a little bit for what they were. So she thought about how he said since she was so wise beyond her years, everything had been above board. So I had to Google a long time ago what above board meant. And it basically means, like, it doesn't count. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter that there's a 10-year age difference. You're wise. You're mature.
Yeah.
And now she's looking back like, oh, that was weird.
Yeah, definitely. I just think, like, my mind is kind of, like, has a different mindset now. And so, like, I had this whole, like, epiphany that I was going to talk about at the end. But now I feel like it is, like, all gone.
I still want to hear the epiphany, though.
Okay, fine. Once we get to the outro.
Okay. So should I get to the bridge or anything else on verse 2?
I think you covered it all. Go ahead.
Bridge. And the years passed like scenes of a show. The professor said to write what you know. Looking backwards might be the only way to move forward. Then the actors were hitting their marks, and the slow dance was alight with the sparks, and the tears fell in synchronicity with the score. And at last, she knew what the agony had been for.
But, like, what is the agony for?
It's for art. It's for meaning, and it's for telling a story to help other people. It's like when people go through abuse or people go through something really hard and then they go and give back, and it's like, oh, maybe you make meaning of it, and it's like, I went through this to help someone else.
Okay, now I 100% agree that this is about All Too Well. Because now that aligns with my epiphany, but my epiphany just, like, alters a little.
Okay, yeah. I feel like they can both go together, but I think this is very specific. And, like, even the lines, the actors were hitting the marks, the slow dance was alight with the sparks. I think she's saying she wrote. I don't know what the professor is. I don't know if that's made up or real, but I think it's just her saying someone said to revisit this and to actually go back and look at it. And that's when she made the whole music video. And I love the tears fell in synchronicity with the score. For anyone who doesn't know, a movie score is the original music that accompanies a film and is typically written by a professional composer. So I think as the music was going and they were filming, she was crying, reliving it.
Wow. To be a fly on that wall.
You don't have any, like, experiences where you're like, oh, I see why I went through that pain. I feel like even your relationship, you should be like, oh, I see why I went through this because now this is so much better.
I guess. In my mind,
it's the artsy part of me coming out.
I think that looking back, I'm more like the butterfly effect, I guess. It's like this happened so that this would happen so that this would happen.
Yeah.
Less more cause and effect, I think. And so that's why I don't think of it really like, I don't think of the relationship as a whole, I guess. I also don't think that it affected me as much as it affected her.
I was going to say, I think you're just kind of more unbothered.
Yeah. I also cannot believe this because now, like, I really see it from your perspective. And I don't know if it's because, like, my opinion was influenced by what I was reading online about it, because I don't know if I've ever seen this theory about it being about the All Too Well music video and Jake Gyllenhaal and everything.
Really? I feel like I saw it on a TikTok once, and maybe that's where it came from.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not really on TikTok much. But I think I definitely see it now. It's like, especially the bridge, because it's like the actors were hitting their marks. Like she's directing this video.
Mm-hmm. But again, I think it's relatable because obviously not the majority of the population is not going back and filming a music video of their past relationship. But I still think it's a relatable song because we can look back. A lot of us can look back on times of our life and say, oh, this is what it is now. I see what this was for. Like, you reflect.
Yeah. And I also think while you're reflecting, that scene in your head is kind of like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agree.
Wow. That's crazy.
Okay, outro?
My whole perspective has changed.
I love this. Last week's episode 2 with Cruel Summer, or the week before with Cruel Summer, when I was seeing you and Morgan have real-time revelations. I love this. Okay, then the outro goes, the only thing that's left is the manuscript, one last souvenir from my trip to your shores. Now and then I reread the manuscript, but the story isn't mine anymore.
Okay, so you want to hear my whole epiphany and how I'm like, now I have to change it all.
Yes.
So at first I was like, okay, I thought the manuscript was her catalog, you know, like she's writing about her life, she's sharing it with the fans, and now that those stories are not like just hers anymore. She's sharing with the fans, which still is true, because it's like All Too Well isn't just this terrible thing that happened to me. This relationship was whatever. Now it's about the fans and what they have made it and become, which she does talk about on the Eras tour, about how like this was this terrible thing. Basically, she would cry every time she sang the song because of how much it affected her. And now it's more of like a happy thing that she connects with the fans because it's such a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So now I can't, like, that's the revelation that just came to me during this whole thing. So my thing was, I thought my prediction was that this would be the last surprise song on the Eras tour, being like, these were all my songs, these were all my stories, and now I share them with you. But now if I'm thinking of it just as All Too Well, I mean, it could still make sense, but my idea made way more sense before.
No, I love that though. That's like wrapping up the chapters of her songs and they're yours now. I got chills. I love that theory. That would be so cool if she did that.
I also haven't heard anyone say that before, but as I was listening to the song, I was like, imagine this on piano, the last surprise song. Like, because you have to play the song on piano. So
if she does that, we're going to take all the credit for you. You gave her the idea. No, that's such a good point. That would be amazing. Because I do think they both go together.
Yeah. I just think it made more sense as a whole and not just one relationship, one song, which it doesn't really matter. Like, you could still interpret it either way. Like, she could still sing on the Eras tour and still be this outro be interpreted as her whole like chapter of the Eras tour.
For sure. I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I think it's relatable too, because it's almost like when you look back on certain times of your life, it doesn't even feel like you anymore. It's like that disconnection. Like, oh, I was in so much pain. It felt like it was the end of the world. And then you look back, you're like, wait, that doesn't even feel like my life.
Yeah.
I think
totally
this outro feels like that.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with that more. Like, the whole time you're asking me, like, if I'm thinking back at it, like, if anything, that's what I agree with the most. Looking back, I'm like, I can't believe I cried over this. I can't believe how heartbroken I was. I can't believe all the shit that went down.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was my life. I can't believe I even went through that. It doesn't feel real. Like, I feel very disconnected from it.
Yeah. I love the double meaning of the story isn't mine anymore, because it's what you were just saying. Like, that's not me. It's disconnected. And then it's also, I think at the same time, she's like, it's yours now. This is yours to have. Like you were saying about the Eras tour wrap up. I love this.
I also kind of think like the story's not mine anymore because she had someone play the part. Like, she was able to disassociate from it because there are other people that she's watching this movie about her life, but now it's more like a movie. Less true, I guess. Like, now it's more fiction now than it was before.
Yeah. I love that. I love this. Now I'm like, yes, the manuscript.
Yes.
It's about growing up. Really, true.
That's why I thought it was mostly about like a timeline of her, because I felt like it was her growing up, moving past these relationships, and really less about moving on to like a new man, but more like moving on and like growing up and reflecting on the past.
And I love that. Okay, I take it back. See, I knew this would happen. Good. Like, yay, this is the best song. No, I'm just kidding. It's still not the best, but it doesn't have a chorus. It's more of a, like how I was reading it, a storybook.
Like a manuscript.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really like this. I feel like, you know how she has like a poem in the vinyl in like the back. It's like the prologue and the epilogue or whatever it's called.
Epilogue.
And I feel like that's kind of this of the album, and that's why at the end, and it's like this. That's also why I thought that this was about the whole, like, all of her music, her whole past, because at the end, it's wrapping it up. I truly think, like, I don't know what's going to come after Torture Poets Department, the album, but I do think at the end of the Eras tour, the end of the era of the Torture Poets, it's going to be very different. It's more wrapped up. And maybe it won't be, and maybe she'll do something very similar, or, you know, whatever. But I think it's kind of wrapping things up.
I agree. And I think she's even said she needed to make this album. Like, this was the album that was healing for her the most. So I do think it's like gonna wrap it up, put a bow tie on it, and move on.
Exactly. I do really like the song, and I very much enjoy this, as I'm very big on the intro and outros to albums. I think she does a very, very good job at picking the best songs for them, and I think this one does a very good job.
You can tell she puts a lot of thought into the sequencing of her albums, and she really wants to make it a story from beginning to end, which I love that too. Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yay. Okay. Are you ready to drop everything now?
I don't think I'm ready, but we're going to do it anyway.
You've been killing it. Like, you've been
I feel like I haven't.
so good.
Like, there's a downfall coming.
No, I think you're just upward from here.
I haven't listened a lot, really. Because when I go to work early in the morning, I'm not really a listen to music person. I kind of just sit in silence.
Yeah, you're like preparing for the day.
I've been working a lot of earlier shifts. Yeah. So.
So maybe I have an advantage this week.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. I'll play for you first.
Okay, go ahead.
I played a lot of that.
Antihero.
Yes.
I got really nervous that it wasn't.
False God.
Yes. Love Story.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say no.
No, I was going to say we need to play the game Taylor's version or not Taylor's version. That'll be so hard.
I don't know if I could because
Taylor's version.
I need to hear her voice to know.
Singing, yeah. I agree.
And then we'll get copyrighted. Okay, here we go.
Castle's Crumbling.
Yes! Yay! Good job!
I totally guessed. I was like, this has to be it because I feel like I always mess this one up. You looked so proud of me.
I was. It's like she finally got it. No, when Emma falls in love, that's the real one. That's when we know. Do you learn the title or not?
Oh, God.
Lavender Haze.
Yes, I barely gave you any of that. I was like, I'm going to cut her off.
Well, I feel like my brain isn't computing fast enough. Like,
you still got it.
I'm really slow today. Okay.
August.
Yes. Don't blame me.
Yes, I feel like I give you the same songs like every week.
It has to be a Spotify thing.
I know. I'm like, is this going to change or what? I'm going to reshuffle it.
Are you ready?
Yes. Electric Touch.
Yes.
Yay! I was guessing on that one too. I'm like, dang it.
You gotta listen to those vaults more.
I have been listening more.
They're not like the hard hitting, but they're like fun. It makes me think like fun high school.
Yeah.
Like it's very young and fun and flirty.
Gives me Joe Burrow era. I don't know why.
I see that. For a second I thought you said Joe Burrow. And I was like, huh? And then I was like, no, she said Joe Bro.
I love Joe Burrow. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, wait. Shoot. Okay, this is not... I don't know how to do Spotify. Oh,
but Daddy, I love him.
Yes. I feel like this is literally the exact order it was.
No, it's not the exact order, but it is similar songs.
Okay.
Wow, that's I did not expect that.
Closure.
Yes.
Garbage Bands.
Oh, August.
Yes, okay. No Body, No Crime.
Yes.
She did it.
Me, E. I knew you were trouble. I'm so sorry that took a very long time.
I thought you were going to say me. I'm like, what?
No. I was singing it because the title wasn't coming, so I had to go revert back to singing.
That is so funny.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, oh, she's going to lose. Yay.
Okay.
I promise.
Me. Speak of the devil.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I was like, how does she know? Because like I already know what's coming next. So I'm like,
you're like, what?
Yeah. Lavender Haze. You got to give me another one.
Okay.
I Don't Want to Live Forever.
Yes.
I will never get that wrong again. Someone rudely commented and was like, how was that hard? Rude. Okay? I wasn't expecting it. It's not on my list, so I never study it either. Okay.
I said...
Starlight.
Yes. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together.
Yes.
Which I also had last week.
I know. I'm like, why is it giving you the same songs? Is it over now?
Yes. Cruel Summer.
Yes.
I hear the Eras Tour. Like, every single time, I just hear the Eras Tour. Okay.
Yay. The Manuscript.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? Wow.
Yes.
Out of the Woods.
Yes. Dang, this game's going long.
I know. I was going to say we're going to have to cut this down.
Draw the cap.
That's so easy.
Vigilant.
Go ahead.
Vigilante shit.
Yes.
Is that the name of the song?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, why am I thinking this is not the name of the song? Vigilante shit, okay.
So Long London.
Yes. I wish you would.
Yes. Guilty as Sin.
Yes. Superstar.
I was going to say, if there's one song you'll lose, it's going to be this one. If not, like, this is going to go on and on. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was like, don't tell me I lost on this one.
I Can See You.
Yes. Dang, this is our new record.
Ooh.
King of My Heart.
Yes.
I love that song so much.
Willow.
Yes.
I'm getting really nervous.
I'm like, whatever. If I lose at this point, I've done way better than I've been doing.
I feel like I'm the opposite. It's like I've been doing so good, and now we've gotten this far. Like, I have to win. But I guess I wouldn't feel bad if I lost. It's okay. Okay.
I Can Fix Him.
Yes.
No, really, I can.
Yes. Down Bad.
Yes.
I'm so nervous.
Damn.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
That's not the title.
Ready for it.
Yes.
I mean, you're right. It wasn't the title.
I would. No, wait. Every single time I say We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, I'm like, wait, is that the title?
I know. I've thought that too. I'm like, wait, it is though.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. My reputation's ever been worse, so he must like me for me. Oh my god. We can't make any promises. You can make me a drink. Delicate.
Yes. I was about to say, girl, I'm going to start counting down.
It's when I get under pressure, I have to start singing it. It's like it doesn't work otherwise. My brain, it's not computing. Okay, here we go.
Evermore.
Yes. It's iconic.
Song. I know. I love that song.
Don't blame me. You can give me
Why is
one.
it playing the same songs? It's playing Guilty as Sin. Okay, that was a new one. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Hold on. Go. That's a hard one.
Is it? Oh my god.
I've been studying this one. I know it.
Can you replay it?
Mm-hmm.
I need to turn you up. Hold on.
Okay.
Because this one's really low.
I gave you 1 second.
That's crazy. I have like thoughts, but I'm like, I truly don't know if any of them are right.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's from Torture Poets. Anthology. Am I wrong? I mean, I already lost. You tell me. Am I wrong? Or
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, should I play more since you lost? Yeah, I'm so happy I won. Finally, I've been feeling so terrible.
If this is the song I think it is, I'm gonna be so mad that I didn't just guess it.
What do you think it is?
I think it's I Hate It Here.
I'll play more.
Okay, well.
Do you know what it is?
The Prophecy.
Yes.
That's sad.
I'm so happy I won. I'm trying to be a good winner, but I can't.
What's annoying is after that person said that, like, you play so much for me, I've been playing more for you.
I was going to say, I think you've been giving me more because people have been bullying you in the comments saying that I play way more for you.
Yeah, I've been giving you like 2 or 3 seconds instead of 1. Unless it's like super easy.
Don't take it back now that I won.
No. You deserve it. I'm just saying that was a very hard 1 second.
I know it was. I was like, I could give her more, but I'm not going to. I was literally on a walk the other day and I was listening with my headphones in and I didn't realize there's that whisper in the beginning of the prophecy. And I replayed it like 3 times. I'm like, okay, if I hear this, it's the prophecy. But then I think there's another song that has a whisper
there
like
is,
that too. And I was like,
another song.
I think it's Run or something, but there's a lot of whispering.
No, Run is easy. No, there's another one on the Tortured Poets.
Is it I Hate It Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both have that like little whisper.
Yeah.
So that was a good guess.
Okay. Well, I'm happy it wasn't I Hate It Here, or I would be really mad at myself for not saying it.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Okay, well, at least you finally won.
I know, it's been forever.
Like 5 weeks, I think.
5 weeks too long. I had to get to studying.
I think the last time was either my Now That We Don't Talk or Willow. And those were a long time ago.
No, I've been studying. I was like, also, I haven't been studying just for the game. I was like, I need to know these songs in case they're surprise songs.
See, I've been studying only debut. And you don't ever play me any debut.
I know, and I don't know why. So weird. Spotify Shuffle's not right. I should just make my own playlist for you next time. Ooh, we should do that for each other. Pick a playlist next time, like, that we create and see if, like, pick the hardest songs for the other person.
I'm going to pick all the songs I know you don't know.
And I'm going to study all the ones, but then what if it's reverse psychology?
No, I'm definitely not picking the easy ones. Like, Don't Blame Me, Ready for It, We Are Never Going to Get Back Together. Like, those are the easy ones.
True.
I would never pick easy ones.
Let's do it next week.
We should?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate and subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps more than you know. If you want to watch this full thing on YouTube, you can check us out on Long Live Taylor Podcast. And make sure you're following us on socials at Long Live Taylor Pod. We're on TikTok and Instagram. And last but not least, if you would like to be a guest, if you have any special requests, comments, questions, concerns, thoughts on an episode, you can email us at longlivetaylorpod@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Bye!
Bye! I don't know why I said it like that.
Squeaky bye. Squeaky bye.